Welcome to our church update. As we're in the last half of November, you'll want to take note of the many upcoming Christmas events and add them to your calendar. Christmas is a wonderful family time, and it reminds us that we are part of God's family because Jesus came to earth. In Galatians it says, "But when the right time came, God sent his Son, born of a woman, subject to the law. God sent him to buy freedom for us who were slaves to the law so that he could adopt us as his very own children. And because we are his children, God has sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, prompting us to call out, 'Abba, Father.'" Some of the events coming up are Sunday school continues right through to a Christmas break. The Romans Bible study that's midweek on Wednesdays at 1:30, that's suspended this week. It will resume November 30th. The Esther Bible study that was going to conclude on the 20th, there's a change of date for that, and that is going to be held on December 4th at the Sly home, so take note of that in the update and the time and place for that. November 27th, we have our guest speaker. That Sunday is going to be Chris Ulrichsen. There's lots of things happening in the Christmas season. December 4th, there's a combined Christmas service sponsored by the Tollfield Ministerial. It takes place at the house facility. Congregations are asked to participate in a number of ways. So you can bring some food for that. We need some people to sign up to do a crock pot of soup. You can bring Christmas baking as well. There will be an Advent reading at that service, and they want a family to participate in that. So we're looking to see if there was a volunteer family from our church that would help with that. Another big thing on the event is December 18th, we'll be having what we call a family service, a potluck following that service. But that service, we're going to focus on Christmas readings and Christmas music. There's going to be some special music from people within our congregation. If your family can participate in that, we'd love to hear from you and include you in that. We'll have a Christmas Eve service, and then Christmas Day, there won't be a service at our building, but there will be a Christmas playlist and as well an online message that you can access. And then January 1st, regular time of our service, we're having a potluck brunch, and we'll have a time to engage in scripture in that as a family and around tables as well. There's lots of community events. There's lights at Hastings Lake this weekend. The Winterfest is the following weekend and includes a Stuff the Bus. There's an auction at Cornerstone Christian Academy the last weekend in November. And there's a Christmas concert in Edmonton that one of our worship leaders is participating in that choir. And there's a Phil Callaway supper and program at the community church in middle of December. So you can find information of those on the email version of this update, or there's posters of that at our church on the bulletin board. Do want to thank all that have participated in the Jaffrey project. We'll give you an update on that soon. This project brings access to Jesus in places where he is not known. So thank you so much. This week we're talking about discovering Jesus in worship by listening. Psalm 95 invites us to worship as we celebrate, bow down, and listen. Celebration engages our emotion. Submission is an act of our will, and listening requires the focus of our mind. Key text for this Sunday is Psalm 95, the last part of verse 7 and verse 8 that says, "Today, if you would only hear his voice, do not harden your hearts as you did at Meribah, as you did that day at Massah in the wilderness." I encourage you to prepare for Sunday by reading Hebrews 3 and 4. Notice how often Psalm 95 is quoted. Reflect on how we hear God's voice and what prevents us from hearing God's voice. Thanks for joining. At Tollfield Alliance Church, we seek to discover more of what Jesus has for us and how he wants to bless others through us. Join us each week in person or live stream Sundays at 10, and you can always catch things later on our YouTube channel. So thank you for being part of this update. Thank you for being part of our church. Take care, and God bless.